be tasked
or ways to see the time pass. I think that would be the wrong approach. I think I have to handle this flight on a day-by-day basis, and and just take it very slow and methodical, and not be looking for the end from the beginning.
Scott, this flight has been more than a couple of years in formulation between NASA and Roscosmos, a very unique opportunity, certainly. What was the attraction of spending a year in space that provided the incentive for you to put your name in an available pool of candidates and ultimately to say, yes, I'll go?
Well, initially I wasn't too interested in doing it. It was something I had considered. I wanted to fly in space again. Definitely, that was something I wanted to do. And as I got to thinking about the year-long flight longer and had more time to consider it, it was something that I warmed up to, just because it was going to be twice as long and therefore more challenging, and something that I saw as a little bit different than just than going back to the space station. Even though a 6-month flight is very challenging, but doing kind of very much the same thing as I did on my previous flight.
So, for a full year in space, is it more of a physiological adjustment, or is it really all about the psychological adjustment of losing all the creature comforts of home and your normal earthbound routine?
Well, there's certainly, physical aspects to being in space for any length of time, and that's one of the reasons we're doing this, is to see, if there's a cliff out there with regards to, bone loss, muscle loss, our immune system, the effects on our vision. So, that's part of the reason why we're doing this. But some of that stuff is kind of transparent to the person. Like, I won't be able to tell in flight, for instance, if I'm losing more bone mass or my immune system is affected. Certainly I could tell with the vision issues. But I think as far as a challenge for me, it's more of a psychological, the psychological aspect of it. Maintaining my level of energy throughout the flight, my focus. Not feeling all kind of cramped up and wanting to get outside. Those kind of things, I think, is going to be what's more challenging for me.
The fact of the matter is that you and Scott really have signed up to be guinea pigs for a year in space with this unique research over this long period of time. But there's much more to these 4 expeditions, is there not, with spacewalks and visiting vehicles and all the normal activity on a day-to-day basis aboard the space station? How busy will you guys be for a year?
Ну вот кроме того, что вы со Скоттом фактически полета будет происходить очень много на борту станции, экипажи будут прилетать, улетать, будут идти различные работы. Чем вы будете заниматься на борту станции? Насколько будет велика ваша загрузка?
Загрузка очень приличная, и вот только на меня ложится 66 экспериментов, из них 7 по американской программе. Будет выход у Скотта, больше будет EVA работа. У меня один только выход пока предполагается. То есть свободного времени будет немножко, я так понимаю.
Well, we will be pretty busy. Only I will be involved in 66 experiments, including 7 U.S. experiments. Scott will have 2 EVAs performed, and I'll have only 1. So we will be fairly busy on board.
Are you going to be looking month to month at various milestones on the calendar, or are you going to put the calendar out of your mind and just plow ahead day to day, week to week, without paying attention to the hours and days that will go by that will comprise a full year in space?
Когда вы будете в полете, вы будете мысленно перелистывать страницы календаря месяц за месяцем, считать месяцы, или вы наоборот пытаетесь абстрагироваться от календаря и будете просто жить на станции день за днем, накапливая вот таким образом продолжительность своего полета?
Ну, наверное, все-таки буду вести дневник.
И день за днем накапливая вот таким образом продолжительность своего полета.
Ну, наверное, все-таки буду вести дневник.
работая день за днем, накапливая вот таким образом продолжительность своего полета.
Ну, наверное, все-таки буду вести дневник. Я
Do you think I would change that to something? The game? It's not working.
который осложняет полет. Это целый комплекс, ну, во всяком случае, для меня. То есть это нехватка, это не хватает земли, не хватает воды, не хватает леса, семьи не хватает. Это психологическая, конечно, напряженность. Ну и ответственность за то, что тебе поручили. Ее надо сделать так, чтобы не было стыдно после прилета. Потому что мне оказано большое доверие, и я хочу, чтобы оно было оправдано.
So I can't give you a single reason you should make this mission hard. It's a complex of things again. So there are some psychological things such as missing the earth, missing lakes, rivers, missing forests, missing your family which left on the earth. So that's the psychological aspects. Besides of that, there is a lot of responsibility which is laid on you on your mission, and you're trying to accomplish everything you are entrusted with, not to be ashamed when you come back to the earth.
And back now with another live view of the Soyuz rocket. Currently 7 minutes and change, just about 7 minutes away from launch. Liftoff scheduled for 2:42 p.m. Central Time, 1:42 a.m. in the morning, Baikonur time. At this point, the vehicle's gyros, all the
6 minutes until liftoff.
Recorders have been activated. Pre-launch preparations should be coming to a close. And you'll hear the craft referred to as Altair throughout all of the launch phases tonight. Altair, same call sign chosen by Gennady Padalka, today's Soyuz commander, on all of his previous flights to both the International Space Station and Mir. You see Padalka in the middle there. At the top of your screen, Russian cosmonaut Mikhail Kornienko, one of 2 one-year crew members. And just off screen in the right seat is going to be Scott Kelly, our NASA astronaut on board. So at this point in the countdown, the Soyuz's first and second stage engines are ready for launch. Telemetry being received from the rocket indicating all the primary and backup systems are ready.
Imagine if you forgot I was here.
At the 7-minute mark, the launch key was inserted in the launch bunker, and yes, they do use an actual key, which transitions the launch sequence into automatic mode. We're coming up on 5 minutes 30 seconds. Launch control will report on the range of Baikonur, expecting it to be clear. The rocket ready to begin its journey.
Run 1.
There's always a chance.
Activated.
It's very small, but there is a chance.
And now passing the 5-minute mark away from launch. Everything continuing to look good.
That would put away the tower at the top. That's cloud launch escape system. It just fires and pulls it away. Pulls the crew away from the spacecraft.
And would they come back to Earth, or go straight go back up?
No, if that fires, they would just go back down and then I don't know what would happen then.
They'd just have to wait, not go to space.
And so our next set of milestones coming up in about 30 seconds. All the onboard systems are going to get switched over to onboard control. All the commanders' cockpit displays and controls will have been activated. Again, Gennady Padalka commanding the Soyuz craft today. At this point, you can see the crew members already closed their helmets, have